Hi all, welcome to my channel. Today we are in day 8 session 2.2, the struct type columns in Spark data frames. In previous sessions we have seen about the array and map type columns. So today we're going to see about the struct data type columns in Spark. So we have an user data to support and struct type we should have a module row. So I'm importing a row here from pyspark.sql, and also date time we have imported as earlier to support the date columns. We have a user data here which is nothing but a list of dict, and each dict is having a multiple attributes like id, name and phone numbers. If you see the phone number, which is nothing but a row again which has a key as mobile and home and its corresponding values. So we have an user list here which contains an data, which contains an dict and which has an attribute phone number. The Python list is implicitly converted as an array that we have seen in previous sessions. Similarly, the dict is converted as a map. For a struct, we have to predefine the structure. To predefine the structure, one of the way is to achieve using a row module here. So that's what we have done here, and we'll see how to create a data frame on top of that. To create a data frame like users underscore df, we are having creating using a spark dot create data frame. We are doing a list comprehension here for user in users, then we are doing a row star star user. If you see, the id column is long, name is string, and the phone numbers is a struct, and which has an data frame inside that has like mobile and home, which is nothing but a string type columns. The struct has two nested columns of data types string. Then if you see, we trying to select a column here, the users underscore df dot select id and phone number, then doing a dot show truncate, which is equal to false. You're selecting only the id and phone number columns here. If you see the id and phone numbers here, id is 1 2 3 4 5, which will have, and phone numbers is nothing but and we having the values of mobile and home phone numbers. So if you see, if you are not mentioning any mobile number, then it will come as a null. In the fifth id, we have only the mobile and home is not there, so we are getting a null value here. And then we are doing an user underscore df dot select id phone number dot mobile phone numbers dot home dot show. So this is one of the way to parse the struct types here directly by providing an column name dot whatever the inside which has an inside the struct, whatever the value key we have, we can mention that. So we will get the extract like id, mobile number and home. If the value is not present, that will come as a null. There is another ways to extract the data here. That is nothing but like users underscore df dot select id comma phone numbers dot star. So you have n number of the struct values inside that, like home mobile number, home number, and if even if you have multiple numbers, if you do a star, that will automatically extract all the values inside that. Then the third approach is like using an call statement. So from pyspark.sql, the functions input call users underscore df dot select id comma call of phone numbers then mobile, call of phone numbers then home, so that which will give the same result as an above. So this ends the advanced data types in the spark like array, map and struct types. Now we're going to see about the session 2.3, which is nothing but selecting and renaming the columns. So selecting and renaming and manipulating the columns is a prerequisite topic in a Databricks Spark certification. If you see the syllabus of Spark Databricks certification, so this is one of the major line item in that one. So first we'll see how to do select columns from a data frame. In PySpark, the select function is used to select a single multiple or columns by an index and columns from the list and the nested columns from the data frame. So select is a transformation function. It is written on a new data frame. If you do a select, which will return a new data frame on top of the base data frame. First, we're going to see selecting a single and multiple columns from a pyspark. Let's say we have a data which is nothing but a list of tuple which has a first name, second name, country, and a state. And the columns also, the schema is also we defined inside the list as first name, last name, country, and state. We are creating a data frame spark.create data frame by passing the data and schema. Data is nothing but a data here, schema is nothing but a columns here. We no need to explicitly mention data which is equal to data and schema which is equal to columns, because the first two arguments is data and schema. The DF is created with a user data. The below are the different ways to select the columns. We have multiple ways to select the columns from a data frame. We can use a df.select. Then we can mention the first name in a string and a last name in a string comma separator. Then if you do a show, you will able to get the first name and last name. The second way is like df.select, and then in a bracket, open bracket, in the select function, you can do an df.first name comma df.last name. And the other way is like df.select. Inside the function you can do df, then first name, and then a df, then a array of a last name, then you will get then the corresponding value out of it. Also you can do by using an call function from pyspark dot and sql.functions input call. From df.select, inside the function you can do a call first name comma call last name. By using a regular expression also we can achieve this. So what we have to do is like df.select, df.call regular expression regex. Then you have to mention that the star name. So star name is nothing but the keyword here. So whatever the columns which has a name in that one, so those will come. So if you see the output of it, you will get the first name, last name, and first whatever the first name values and last name values. Select all columns from the list. So how to select the all the columns from the list? So what you can do like df.select star columns dot show, which will show all the columns. Also there are multiple ways to do that. df.select using an list comprehension for call in df.columns. So df.columns will give you all the column names. From that each call you can get the call corresponding column names. Then simply by doing a df.select star dot show, which will also give us all the columns. Selecting the columns by an index. The select columns by index, df.select inside the function df.columns. So df.columns which have all the columns in that array. What we are mentioning here is like we are mentioning the index position, so colon 3. So from a starting to a third column name we will get dot show of 3, which will print only the first 3 results. So above code will select the first 3 columns and top 3 rows. So this is what we are seeing here. We are having only two rows, so we are mentioning getting only the 2 rows out of it. And then df.select, df.calls, in that index we are giving an 2:4, so we will get the columns second to fourth. So we won't get all the columns, like we will get only the columns 2, 3, and 4 here. I hope this section is helpful, and thanks for watching. Bye.